Jojima, Summer of Love, episode 28. So it was 9 years ago today my mom passed away and the channel opened. And that beautiful language started to just pour through me like a river. And I kept grabbing buckets full of words and ideas and imagery and metaphors and frameworks and stuffing them away as best I could and capturing them so that I could come back and listen to them again. And I kept thinking, I don't want to lose a single thought, a single moment. But at the same time, I had the sense that it wasn't so important that I retain all of that beautiful language that was coming through me as much as I lived into that language. And so for 9 years, I've been living into this place of trust. And so I'm going to share some things with you tonight that are going to take us right out on that edge of our imagination, our trust in the moment. Long before COVID hit, I knew that we needed to have a leveling event, some kind of worldwide interruption, pattern interruption. And if I went back and listened to the recordings from 2016, 17, 18, especially when I was on my walkabout, there was just this common thread of the chaos that was coming. And since my childhood, I had been sort of calculating how old will I be in 2020. Like I understood that 2020 was going to be a big moment for us. I didn't understand what was going to happen exactly, but that it would have to be some kind of universal pain point that we would experience, because only in that pain point could we begin to recognize our oneness. And so in February 11th, I was speaking to a group of medicine facilitators in Southern California, and I delivered the healing conversation, the 5 questions, and it was a really fun presentation. It was one of those that I got to be really casual with my audience because, hey, these people are feeling the same things. The medicine is showing them the same things that I was seeing. So I was met with a lot of confirmation, affirmation. Somebody asked me what was going to happen with the election. So this is the beginning of 2020, and we've got an election coming in November. And I felt into that answer for 10 seconds. And what came out of my mouth surprised me then and reassures me now. So what came out of my mouth was, it won't matter who wins the election either way, it's going to be chaos. And I thought, is that still true? Is that still true? And I've thought about that so many times since 2020. Like, we got through COVID and, was that the chaos? It was kind of, but there's more to come. So this week has been a really interesting week with my body going through all that it's going through with the shingles and my nervous system. And I'm left now with kind of an interesting tell in my right side, right below my, right at my rib cage, I should say, where the shingles were at their peak. Even though they didn't blister, they were sending out radiating neuropathic intensity that felt like pain. But over the last few days, that pain has subsided, but the intensity is still there, which I think is becoming a new tell, a new physical tell. I remember speaking with a spiritual teacher and mentor, and he was explaining how he feels into his answers, and he says, I get it in the back of my neck, and he says, a yes answer feels like this, and a no answer has no response. And I have had something similar through my spinal column, but this little thing on my right side is really tuning up right now. And so I want to encourage you to feel into your tell, your consciousness prompt, your physical affirmation of an intuitive message that you're receiving. You know, those moments where you get those goosebumps and the chills and the shivers, and the more you are attuned, you can walk into a room and almost feel the people to avoid. You can feel the people that are safe. Like, our nervous systems are truly wired to our individual and collective consciousness. And I want to invite you to step out onto that ledge with me and feel into your consciousness in your body. It's going to be given a lot of information over these next several months. There's so much that's happening on a political front. The other day I talked about the authoritarian movement that took a couple of giant steps forward today, and also a couple giant steps backward. So there is an active, all will be revealed, apocalyptic revelation process unfolding before us right now. And it would be easy to claim one political party has it right and another has it wrong, but it's getting muddier, even muddier, where there are voices coming forward right now that are disruptive on so many levels, including our certainty about who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. So the only way forward right now is to feel where the truth is, and you can begin to look at individuals and start to get a sense of where they are aligned in their free will. Are they aligned with love, or are they aligned with fear? And you can see it by where they source their light from. Do they source light from outside of themselves in the form of accolades and reinforcement, or do they carry it from within? And so I won't say too much about what's coming in the months ahead. I don't want to be a doomsayer, and I would say this is a time to really know who your people are, to know who your tribe is, who you can speak your truth to and be witnessed, where you can tell your stories without shame or fear of sharing too much. It's been an interesting process of inviting people to come into this space and let me interview them, to speak of the metamorphic process that we're in individually and collectively. And it's surprising to me. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. There are still so many places where we hold back on that level of vulnerability and allowing ourselves to be seen. So I'm watching this Jojima, Summer of Love, unfold in some interesting ways, trusting in all ways. I was reminded about the day I was going to send the presentation that I did online for Finding Peace in the Heart of Chaos. And I got the message 5 minutes before, hey, do it, even if nobody comes. And that's been ringing in my ears this week. Do it even if nobody comes. Do it even if nobody else is receiving what you're offering. The offering is to yourself. And I believe that part of what I'm feeling in my body, this heightened awareness, is the practice of showing up every day in surrender to this commitment that I've made to myself and to my devoted heart. So I'll just leave you with that for tonight. It's a beautiful night out here on the back porch. I feel my mom really close right now. Have a beautiful night.